Is the government in possession of UFO materials? Well, that's what is on the lips of a lot of senators at the moment, as they have come forward to kind of speak out about their concerns about this whole situation, and it has been led by Ross Coulthart of all people. So we're going to look at the clip today. The most recent clip from News Nation. It came out around 12 hours ago, so it's fresh off the press. And you know, obviously News Nation, Ross Coulthart, brilliant sources of information. If you haven't already, be sure to go over to News Nation and subscribe, because, well, you know, they're doing the work. They're doing the work. But in the description, according to new classified documents, top senators met in 2011 with scientists at the Department of Homeland Security to advocate for a formal reverse engineering program to glean new technology from recovered alien craft, the existence of which is treated as fact in the documents. News Nation investigative journalist Ross Coulthart joins The Hill to discuss the latest revelation. Now, let's not forget, the AARO report came out. I know I reference this a lot, but it came out about 2 months ago now-ish. And within that report, AARO stated categorically that there was no evidence whatsoever of alien craft being on the planet, and there was no evidence whatsoever of any reverse engineer programs, even though that has been called out as a flat-out lie in recent times as well. But here's the clip with Mr. Coulthart himself. Absolute beast of a guy. Protect that man at all costs. Let's get into it.
Does your senator believe in UFOs? There are newly declassified documents showing the curiosity of top senators pushing for answers regarding UFO programs, including Chuck Schumer, Harry Reid, John McCain. According to an article in The Hill, in 2011, for example, Reid and Senator Joe Lieberman met with top scientists at the Department of Homeland Security and advocated, quote, with some sense of urgency, end quote, for a formal UFO reverse engineering program. Joining us now, News Nation investigative journalist Ross Coulthart. Ross, thank you for being with us here on The Hill. So it turns out we're now learning through some documents that have been declassified that some of the, these are some of the biggest names, right, in politics over the last few decades or so. I've been asking questions for quite some time. Wonder what you make of it.
Now, before we get into Ross Coulthart, obviously the names are huge. Like, these are people that even in the UK, I know about, right? I'm not hot on American politics, apart from like when the UFO stuff gets brought into it. But these people I've even heard of from across the pond. So, you know, not just like, you know, these people that like want to be someone. These are people that are already established and have careers that potentially could go on the line if this goes wrong.
Well, Blake, g'day, first of all. I think there is something to it. I've been talking in Washington not too long back, a couple of months back, to senators and to congressional representatives, and it's quite clear they're aware of things that aren't being publicly released. During the course of the research for my book, I was talking to scientists, people who claimed to be working inside what they say is a legacy retrieval and reverse engineering program of non-human craft, non-human technology. And this is fairly widely, openly spoken about in Congress, privately. I think what's happening is the rest of the public are catching up with a reality that's already been given to members, particularly of the Gang of Eight, the section of Congress, the leadership in Congress that is allowed to be briefed in to the highest secrets in the land. And the Gang of Eight, and that included at times Chuck Schumer and Harry Reid, Senator Harry Reid, they have been briefed into programs that the public are not allowed to know about. And I don't think we can say categorically yet that non-human technology has been recovered, because frankly, I don't think I'd feel comfortable until I'm kicking the tires of that TR-3B or whatever it is in a cave in Area 51. But I do think there's a preponderance of evidence that suggests there really is something to this. And I've spoken directly to a former US Navy Director of Science Technology Development, Nat Kobitz, who, before he died, went on the record with me admitting that he had been, quote, read in to a UFO crash retrieval and reverse engineering program.
I wonder, Ross, Elon Musk, I want you to react to him real quick. He was speaking earlier this week, the Milken Institute, big event, and I want to get your thoughts on the other side.
I've not seen any evidence of aliens And SpaceX with the Starlink constellation has roughly 6,000 satellites, and not once have we had to maneuver around a UFO.
What would you say?
Okay, there was a delicious scandal in England in the 1950s, Blake, when a young woman was accused of having an affair with a British politician, and he categorically denied it. And Mandy Rice Davis said, well, he would say that, wouldn't he? And let's be honest about it, if Elon Musk had been briefed into a UFO crash retrieval program, and if he had been told by the Defense Department that his SpaceX contract was dependent on keeping it secret, I'm sure he would keep it secret.
That I never thought of. I'll give my full thoughts in a moment, but I never thought of it that way.
I am told, in fact, I've been told, not necessarily officially, but I've been told by people who are aware of what Elon Musk and SpaceX are up to, that he has been read into parts of the program. But at the moment, he's taking the position he's taking. Let's see how long that lasts for.
Have you ever reached out to Elon himself or about that?
I had the privilege of interviewing Elon Musk quite a few years ago before I got into the UFO subject, and I've tried multiple times to get him to talk to me about UFOs. He's been a bit shy.
Ross, we got to leave it there. Thank you for the time. Ross Coulthart joining us from Sydney, Australia. Thank you, sir. And you can watch reality.
Absolute G. Now, I never thought of it that way, being read into this crash retrieval alien program from the government. And it makes total sense, because obviously SpaceX is in part, you know, not government funded, but you know, there's contracts in there with the government, and if you know you want to keep your space program ticking over, you need to keep the government sweet, and you're not going to piss off the one entity bigger than Elon himself. Elon Musk, the richest man on the planet, only one thing's bigger than him, and that is the US government, because he's operating on US soil. So he is absolutely going to keep them sweet, and also he's probably just in cahoots with them all. Like, he's by far the most powerful man on the planet. Of course he's involved with all this stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if, who else is it that's got the Richard Branson. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he was a part of it as well, because he's got this whole like mission to go up into space with Virgin and, you know, NASA as well. They're probably sworn into it, which is why we never get anything out of those, not even a squeak. So it makes total sense. And to hear that these senators, huge senators, were written into this program, obviously, you know, their careers are dependent on it. And obviously Ross Coulthart said there that he had a senator on the deathbed, you know, his last testimony being like, on record, I was sworn into this, I was read into this. So I guess that does kind of go to prove that there is this going on. Absolutely. So AARO can go and shove their report up their asses, because we've just, you know, the information just completely sheds over that. And, you know, clearly there's something more going on that we as the public are not allowed to know about. Maybe for the right reasons, maybe sometimes for the wrong reasons. But what do you guys think of this? I found it very, very interesting. I wanted to make a video on it. Very short but sweet video today. But again, I wanted to hear what you guys had to say. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. While you're down there, be sure to jump to get the hell out of that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Click on my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload to this channel. And until next time, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed. I cannot wait to see you in the next one. I'll speak to you later. Peace.